Hey guys, Professor here, welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Go. In this one, let's talk about Gen 2. It is coming closer and closer. I mean, it is technically there, but it's only 8 Pokemon out of the 100 you were supposed to be getting. So, there's still a lot of things you can do to prepare yourself for generation number 2. I'm gonna talk about what I've did and why I've done it. I hope this helps you out. You know, tell me in the comments what you've done and what the statistics are of your Pokemon and stuff. As that way we can compare and be all happy. If you're excited for Gen 2, show me. Like the video, and that way I know you guys are excited for it. And then I'm gonna do everything within my power to reach Niantic. Which I'm doing anyway, so you don't have to like the video. Okay, this is really strange. Let's move on. I was trying to come up with a cool intro, but it didn't work out. It's kind of stupid. Okay, let's move on here. I'm gonna go through all the Pokemon I got right now. Because you guys like to see that. The first one is Golbat. It's gonna get an evolution which is called Crobat, which is really great in the Pokemon series, but in Pokemon Go it is not. And the reason for that is that Confusion Ray, Mean Look, those type of moves are not in Pokemon Go. So the whole cool thing about Crobat is already halfway gone. Now the second thing, what is really unfortunate about Crobat is that the speed barely does anything in Pokemon Go, so it's just going to be a powerful attacker. It's still going to be a powerful attacker. Still save up like 300 candy for this, because that's what I would advise. I evolved my Zubats into Golbats just for leveling up. Don't do that. Save up those Zubats, because maybe instead of 50 candy, it's going to be 25 candy whenever Crobat is there, because it's a final form. It's a third Pokemon in the evolutions, the third phase Pokemon. So maybe instead of 50 candy, it will be 25 candy for Zubat to Golbat here. So yeah, I have a bunch of Golbats saved up. I don't know why I got so many, but it's probably because all of them are wonders. The Pokemon I'm saving up right now are wonders. I don't care if it's 100% or 80%. I just want to see like it's a wonder. That's cool for me, because it's at the end of the day it's about moveset. I don't care, like I really just don't care if it's like 80% or 100%. I just want to see, hey, is it a wonder? Great. As long as the moveset is good, that's what we're looking for. So that's why you want to save up a couple of candy more than just 100. Because obviously, maybe it's gonna get a bad moveset, so that you can evolve it again and hopefully get the right one. So 300 candy, that is my tip to you guys for Golbat. Moving on to Gloom. So Gloom is gonna get a split evolution here. The first one is Vileplume, which is already available, but the second one is Bellosom. Now Bellosom is not gonna be much more powerful than Vileplume, so if you are interested, you can save up and invest for a Bellosom. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. Like, there's better Pokemon out there. Ampharos, Tyranitar, Typhlosion, Megadia, Feraligatr, those type of Pokemon. That's what you want to be saving up your Stardust for. I got 1.3 million. Half a million is already sufficient to power up to some, you know, respectable level with your Pokemon here. But for Gloom, I just save up like 200 or 300 candy. There's a 50% chance you're going to be getting yourself a Bellosom or not. I'm assuming you're going to be getting yourself Bellosom for the Pokédex entry, although Bellosom is a only grass. Is it a no? I think it's an only grass type. Yeah, it's an only grass type, I think. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But yeah, you just want to evolve a Gloom into Bellosom. That's the only purpose it has, in my personal opinion. Next up is the same thing with Poliwhirl. That's why I got all of them here. Same story. I evolved my Poliwags into Poliwhirls because I already got so much candy. Like, I got like 600. Whenever I get myself a Politoed, which is an only water type, I'm not really going to invest in that Pokemon because the CP is not going to be that great. It's going to be like some average type of Pokemon, but it's still kind of cool to have. So I have plenty of them saved up, and maybe if it has a cool moveset, who knows, I'm going to be investing into it. But for now, for the time being, just get yourself a Politoed, and I'm not really interested that much in it. I still think Poliwrath is better, but that's just me. Moving on here, going to Slowpoke. So, pretty interesting evolution here. Slowpoke is evolving, split evolution, into Slowbro or Slowking. And they're gonna have the same stats. Almost the same. It's gonna be a minuscule difference between Slowbro and Slowking. And they're gonna be the same types, gonna get the same moves. They're not different. So, yeah. Enough said there. I got 300 candy to hopefully get myself a Slowking. And that's about it. I'm not really invested that much into Slowbro as a whole. moving on to the next one. This one is interesting. This one is a Pokemon you wanna invest into, and that is Onyx. Onyx into Steelix. Man, this thing is gonna be a fortress inside of gyms. It's gonna gain the Steel type, the best type inside of the game. It's gonna be weak against fire, water, fighting, and ground. 4 types only. Like, that is crazy. And it resists everything else. So it's gonna be really nice inside of gyms. It's gonna have a higher defense than most legendary Pokemons. So that's why I'm so happy I got so many Onyx candies. So that way I can make a Steelix. Maybe if it's a bad moveset, I can evolve it again. But then I can invest all of my candy into it. So very happy I got so many Onyx in the 10Ks. Because it's gonna be a beast of a Pokemon. And it's just a cool looking guy. Honestly, it's such a cool looking guy. Really like it a lot. The next beast is gonna be Blissey. Now, you might be thinking like, but why? Chansey is hard to beat in a gym. Like, it might not be difficult to beat, but it's just kind of like a chore to go through it, like Snorlax or Lapras. It's just like this tankish Pokemon. It's just annoying to deal with. Blissey's gonna be even more annoying. So, the reason why these Pokemon are so annoying to deal with is because the HP will double inside of a gym whenever they're defending. So this Chansey will have 622 health to defense against. You can throw all the solar beams you want, it will just hit a little bit. So that's why Chansey is such a great Pokemon to evolve it into Blissey. Immediately the reason why this is in my body, because I'm kind of lacking the candy right now. As you guys can see, I got 100. Some of you might be like, hey, this is a lot of Chansey candy. But it's not. You can only do 1 evolution with it and then power it up a little bit and then you're done. So I want to make sure I got like 150 Chansey candy to get the day started here with Blissey. So that is my take on that. And I also have this one over here, which is pretty nice as well. So that is Chansey. The next one is Horsey. Horsey, Scizor, Kingdra. That is the reason why this Scizor is already called Kingdra. Kingdra is gonna be phenomenal. It is gaining the Dragon type, which is Dragon Water, is only weak against Dragon and Fairy types, and that is insane. So, or maybe I'm wrong, I'm not sure, but I think I was right, I researched this. But that's the reason why I got more than 500 candy. To evolve it into a Scizor, and into a Kingdra, and then also to power it up. And if I get a bad one, I still have like backup with a bunch of Seadras over here, which you can still power up, you know. Also, save your Horseys. Save them up, because once again, 50 candy per evolution might turn into 25 as well with Horsey. So be wary of that. But I'm happy that I got so much candy for this. The next one, I was actually contemplating to save up candy for this one, but I thought that Blissey just had a higher priority than Scizor. Scizor is getting, what's the name? Scizor. Of course, Scizor is the evolution. Scizor is gonna be this one Pokemon which is gonna be tearing down gyms as an attacker with the right moveset. If you got a Scizor, Scizor has high attack, it's a powerful Pokemon. It's gonna be a great type. Also Steel type, so it's gonna be weak against fire types, but that's about it, honestly. So it's gonna be a great Pokemon for sure, as an attacker. I'm not sure about the defender, but it does have a Steel type, so I don't know. But it's gonna be a great one. The next one is going to be Eevee. Eevee, you got Jolteon, Vaporeon, and Flareon, but in generation number 2, you're gonna be getting Umbreon and Espeon. Those two are really cool Pokemon, which are strong in their own way. I encourage you guys to save up candy for those as well. Save up your Eevees. Save up more than 500 candy, because there is a 20% chance you're going to be getting Umbreon or Espeon, and you potentially want to power it up as well, or just at least have a couple of them. That's why I got so many Eevees over here. And also because I love Eevee. You guys know the meme on the channel. Eevee is an ongoing meme on the channel. Yeah, I just want to go on an Umbreon evolution spree or an Espeon evolution spree, because you might end up getting Jolteons or Vaporeons or Flareons. Now, Flareons is the one you don't want, but the other two are okay. So that's my story on that. Then we got Porygon. Porygon is cool. I'm not sure how strong it's gonna be, but I think it was gonna be pretty damn powerful. So that's why I got 100 candy to evolve Porygon into Porygon 2. And it's gonna have a pretty high CP, that's for sure. And at least, like, it's the same with, like, you gotta make a choice here. Is it gonna be Scizor? Is it gonna be Chansey or Porygon? It's kind of on the same boat. It's definitely a usable Pokemon generation number 2. Definitely save up candy. This has been my buddy before. I used to have under 100 candy. Now I got more than that, so that's why I decided to go with Blissey. Otherwise, it would have been Porygon for sure. Are we missing out on anything? Togepi, Togekiss is not really that interesting. The ones we're missing out on, which I don't have anymore, is Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan. Now, Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan are gonna get a baby Pokemon evolution, which is called Tyrogue. No idea why it didn't get added. It was the only Pokemon not being added right now in the game with generation number 2. But they're gonna be introducing Tyrogue. Tyrogue is, you want to save up candy for that as well. That's gonna be pretty rough with Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan. I feel it's gonna be the hardest one to make a Hitmontop, because that is the final evolution. So Tyrogue makes Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, or Hitmontop. It's like the Eevees of fighting Pokemons, I guess. So it's not a Jolteon, it's not a Vaporeon, it's a Champion. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, Hitmontop is gonna be the final evolution. You definitely want to be saving up your Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee candy. Hitmonlee is actually a really nice attacker as a fighting type, but fighting type is in general is just kind of not really represented well. So that's basically all there is to it. That's what I've done to prepare for generation number 2. So once again, a couple of key points here to wrap things up, to summarize. Save up more candy than you need, because you might get the different evolution. And also save up more candy just because you may want to, you know, invest into some of these Pokemon. I gotta say, the lineup of generation number 2 Pokemon that we're getting, and I'm more specifically talking about Pokemon such as Onyx, Pokemon such as Chansey, Kingdra, and I'm talking about Eevee, Espeon, Umbreon, and then also the other one, which is Steelix. Those are great Pokemon. We're getting a really nice, like, startup that you can already obtain immediately whenever Generation 2 gets released. So make sure you save up that candy. That is all there is from me, really, when it comes down to my perspective on generation number 2. This is just what I've done personally. You can go in depth and research everything. I don't really want to do that right now. I just know that these Pokemon are good, and these Pokemon that I just mentioned are the ones worth going for. So that's what I did. That's what I saved up candy for and Stardust. So that's gonna be doing it for this episode of Pokemon Go. I hope that you guys are excited for the final episode of the Road to Level 40, which is gonna be airing tomorrow. So thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Reverse for Pokemon Go. If you haven't seen this episode yet, it is the Road to Level 34. It is also a vlogging series I did, pretty much similar to the Road to Level 40. So be sure to click on this video right now. And this has been Reverse for Pokemon Go. I'm gonna be signing off, and I'll see you guys in the next one.